My name is ALICIA DUPLAN, and I'm an environmental artist as well as many other kinds of art as well. As an environmental artist, I try to address issues that are important to our environment and to raise the questions and to open the dialogue about certain environmental issues. In this case, we're talking about the garbage that is thrown into our Gulf, into our bios, which goes to the Gulf, and the rest of the oceans throughout the planet Earth. Well, the environmental issues that I like to address in particular are the issues of recycling and the issues of our use of our natural resources and how we can make better choices and demand different ways of packaging, different ways of using the resources that we have. We generate a lot of trash in our lives, and part of that has to do with what we buy and how we as consumers can demand better packaging and how we can actually make recycling more global, and how we can actually make a difference, each and every one of us. Well, better packaging, I would say, as consumers, we have power, and if we as consumers demand from our manufacturers different kinds of packaging that is not so environmentally devastating, with the plastics and the styrofoam in particular, and all of the just everything that we buy comes in some kind of packaging, and as we go through life buying this and that, we can think about what it is we're buying, how it's packaged, and how we can do a better job of that so we don't have as many things to throw away. If we boycott buying certain products, then that'll send a message, an economic message to the manufacturers through our pocketbooks. And if we boycott any given item because of its over-packaging and how we most packaging is made just to hold something until we buy it and then throw it away. And as we do so, maybe we should start thinking more about the packaging. As we purchase things, or don't purchase things, then that sends a message to the manufacturers. And there are other countries whose manufacturers, in fact, are actually required to recycle their own packaging. And we don't do that here in the United States. We have many, many different kinds of products that we buy, and so many of them come with large pieces of styrofoam which end up in our environment because there's no way to recycle them. We purchase a cup of coffee in a styrofoam cup and we throw it in the street, and as it blows through our environment into the bios, say here in Houston, then those styrofoam cups make their way down into the ocean, into the Gulf of Mexico. And those items never decompose. They go into the environment and they stay in the environment. That's definitely part of it. The containers that are in the piece are all injection molded plastic. I have several pieces of injection molded plastic that I've had outside for 20 years, and they have not lost any color, they have not lost any integrity. They are still the same. So by the same token, you can take that piece of plastic and understand that the bottle that that plastic is made into is also not going to decompose at all. The piece Dave's Catch, or Unsustainable Disrespect, it is a piece dealing with what we have in our oceans, and doing the preliminary work for this piece, I looked on the internet and found several articles about the trash oceans, in our oceans, the trash that is in the Pacific Ocean as well as the Atlantic, and anywhere there is an eddy of currents, there is a Pacific gyre, they call it. It's an island somewhere between the size of Texas and 3 times the size of Texas. There are various reports. There's also a new one in the Atlantic Ocean, in the Sargasso Sea. And this is a very sensitive ecological area where a lot of fish come to spawn, and other creatures come to spawn. And now there's an island of plastic on top of that. These are all come from everywhere in the world. There's no island left, no pristine islands left. Every island is filled with trash. The piece also has plastic bags and 6-pack holders, which is known to be detrimental because they do not decompose either. And sea creatures and other birds and whatnot will get their heads or bodies caught in this, and it'll restrain their growth and kill them. Many small pieces of plastic will also get into their systems. The shorebirds, the ocean birds, all of them will have some plastic in their systems, and it will make them ill and kill a lot of them. The turtles, sea turtles, feed on jellyfish, and when a plastic bag is floating in the ocean, it actually looks like a jellyfish, so they eat that, and then that kills them. And it's one of the many things. There's so many different things made out of plastic. It floats. It is in the environment permanently, that never decomposes. I tried to show, without a doubt, what we are doing, and every single piece in my piece has to do with our general everyday lives and how we are so very complacent about putting these pieces in our environment.